What's up everyone, my name is Lenny from Kobe Lenny Land, and in this 14th Pygame tutorial I'm going to show you how we can move on with our game. So I want us to do something called collision detection. And so what is collision detection? Collision detection is telling the computer that this is an object and this other thing is an object as well, and when they meet or collide, that is, do a certain action. So that's collision detection, telling the computer that this is a solid and it should be treated as a solid, and a certain action should happen once maybe it's hit or comes into contact with another thing, which might be in this case a solid. So for us to tell this to the computer, we are going to use some if conditions as well. So what we are going to do is that we are going to create the computer paddle to be a solid. We are also going to make the player paddle to be a solid. And finally, the ball should be a solid as well. So that when the ball collides with the player paddle or the computer paddle, well, what should it do? It should bounce off the screen. Oh, sorry, bounce off the paddle, not the screen. It should bounce off the paddle, and so this will tell the computer that this player paddle is an object, this computer paddle is an object, the ball is an object, all these objects are solids, and things should happen once they are in contact with each other. So to do that, we are going to modify or add some stuff to our game logic. But before we get to that, I'd like us to start with the keys. You can remember in my last, I don't know which video, I told you, I promised that I'm going to show you how you can get all the keys in Pygame. So if you don't know what the key W is for, in case you want to use key W and S for up and down instead of the up and down arrow key, you can check, you can confirm what the key is called in Pygame. So to do that, let me just open up this. I'll open up the shell by pressing Alt X, and in the shell, just to import Pygame. After Pygame is imported, then you need to do pygame.init. So once everything initializes, then we should be able to get our keys by saying filter. This is purely Python. Lambda X, I'll call it X, and in Pygame every key starts with a capital K and underscore, so that's easy to remember. In Pygame all keys starts with a capital K and underscore following. So in X, then this should be in the Dear Pygame. Oh yeah. So with that, I hope this will work, and you can see these are all the keys we have in Pygame. So if you have any doubt, you have to confirm anything, you can just run this code. Please save it if you need it in the future, of which I know maybe you might need it. So you have things like numbers, K underscore the number. We also have things like F1, F4. You can see things like K left or K underscore left control and such stuff. So that's how you can get all the keys in Pygame. So without further ado, let's get started on our paddle detection. It's called collision detection, but I want my ball to recognize these paddles as solid, so I'll just call it paddle detection. No harm done. And in that, we come to this loop. To do this, we can tell it if maybe just the way we tackled the bouncing off of the screen is the same exact way we are going to bounce off the paddle, but this time we're going to restrict the coordinates to the paddle. So it might seem a bit tricky right now, but once I start it, I promise I'm going to show you. If I'll have to extend this to another tutorial, I shall. So let's start with the player paddle. If the ball hits the player paddle, it will bounce. So if ball X, we are looking at the X first of all. If ball X is less than or equal to, then we need a player paddle X. playpad X. But if you remember, the playpad X is from the top left. We have to count or take into account the size X of the paddle so that it hits the paddle itself and not just anything else. It won't just wait till it goes to the top left of the paddle. So plus size X, I'll show you what this means. Trust me, it's a bit tricky right now, but you will get it. So if ball X is less than or equal to playpad X plus size X, what do I want to do? Well, I should move the ball speed. And as you can remember how we were moving the ball towards the right and towards the left if it comes. So if it came this side, it's coming to the left. And if you want it to go back to the right, by making it bounce, making an illusion of the ball bouncing, we just change the ball speed to be a plus instead of a minus. So I'll come there and I'll say ball move X is equals to plus ball speed. Again, you don't have to put the plus ball speed. I just put it there so that you can get an easier time understanding this. But this will also have another problem. Once we tackle the Y, we should also tackle the X. And this is why collision detection really comes into and becoming a challenge. So I'll have to cover this maybe as a separate tutorial of collision detection. But for now, let's just do it, and if you get it, well and good. So if ball X is less than or equal to playpad X plus size X, the ball move X should now move to the other side. Let me see. Let us save and run and see whether everything is alright. Whoops, and I get a bug. Size X is not defined. So let's just go back to our code. Close out of that shell, back to our code. So size X, what was the paddle size? Oh, it was play size X, not just size X. Size X was for the ball. So you'll get a lot of challenges when it comes to fixing bugs, and you just have to really be keen. So let's run. So we have everything here. Let me see. Oh yes, it does bounce off, but we have a problem. So because we're taking out the X variable, it does not pass the paddle's X variable. As you can see, it completely makes a boundary, let me say a border, in this whole X variable, and it's just like we've created another border at this player paddle X. And this is where collision detection gets tricky, because due to the X now I have to change and tell it about the Y position, so that it is only restricted to this place and this place. That's the paddle height. The whole of this is in the paddle. We only need the paddle height. So that's what we are going to do. We need to tell the computer that from here to here is the only place we need to detect, and as well as the X when it hits the X plus the player size X. Remember, the player size X is what this short distance from this top left to here means. So in the next tutorial, I'll show you how we can fix all these things with collision detection. We obviously have some very many challenges, and at least for now you have a bit of understanding, or you have an idea of how we are going to do it. You now know how collision detection is, what it is, and for all these challenges that are coming up, I'm going to show you how we can tackle them, as well as the player paddle. The computer paddle, we are going to do the same for the computer paddle. We still have a long journey to go, but everything is going on smooth, and we shall continue moving on slowly but surely. Please like and subscribe to this channel, and as always, thanks for watching.